Hello Blankers, and welcome back to Blanker Vision. I'm excited to say the least. You join me on part one of an epic 2 weeks of fishing coming up. I'm just making my way to my peg on the linear complex on Hardwick Smith's Lake, and yeah, really looking forward to it. So I think I've managed to secure a very good peg as well. I'm on one of the spits, so I'm gonna get my gear to the peg, get the camp set up, and I'll join you shortly to let you know what the plan of attack is. Okie doke Blankers, so we're at the peg. Where's the gear? Gear's all there. My wheelbarrow is still out of action. I ordered 2 new replacement wheels. One came fine, the other one won't inflate. Anyway, I'm on what's called the spit, or one of the spits, on Hardwick Smith's Lake. There's the water behind me, that is Hardwick, so I've got all that water to have a little play at, and I was quite lucky I think, because I came to look at these pegs and there was 2 buckets in them. Oh my days, fish are just boshed out as well. And these pegs where I am, there was 2 lads that were going to jump in here. They're on Oxlease at the minute, but they decided to stay on there, so he came collect his bucket. He's fished this peg before, so he's put me on a couple of spots, which is very, very nice of him. Didn't catch your name, mate, but hopefully you go back to Oxlease and you bag one before you go. Anyway, I'm going to get camp set up. I'm dead excited. I've got 2 to 3 nights ahead of me. Apologies if the wind is quite bad there. It is blowing into this peg. But yeah, fingers crossed. Let's get set up. If you're new here, welcome along. Feel free to join the journey. For those of you that put up with my vlogs every few weeks or so, thank you for tuning back in. So today is the start of a journey, as I mentioned on the little bit of an intro earlier on. I've got 2 weeks off work and I'm going to spend the whole 2 weeks fishing, because it'd be stupid not to, right? So today is the first leg and first vlog of the series. So I'm going to be doing 4 different vlogs over the next 2 weeks, which is very exciting, and you get to come along for the journey. Leg 1 is at here Linear Fisheries, and I'm on the Hardwick Smith Lake. This is where I wanted to come. I managed to get on here. It's Monday, the middle of August, so yeah, very happy. Also very happy with the swim choice, as I touched on earlier. So what I'm going to do now is make up my spot mix for the session. So I've found one spot out there already, and the great news is I've seen a couple of fish show, and it's not mega distance fishing from this peg either. So the middle spot that I found, the middle rod so far, is at 13 wraps, pretty much aiming towards peg 2, which is directly opposite this peg. And yeah, got a nice donk down, so I'm going to make up the mix now. So let's have a look and see what's in it. Okie doke, so ingredient number 1, we've got some krill boilies. They were on offer in England Direct for 5p, so it'd be rude not to. So just going to put a couple of big handfuls of them in. Now what I need to be wary of is this whole section of the lake has been fished Friday till this morning. I think there was must have been like a big booking on or something, so I don't know how much bait has gone in out there, so I'm going to take it easy to start with. So just 3 big handfuls of boilie. Not used krill in ages, to be fair, so it'll be a good little test, see how I get on with it, seal that back up. Of course, if you come to Linear Fisheries, you're going to need a lovely bag of sweet corn. Be rude not to. Open. Put probably half a bag in there. Good mix around. So far, that's what it's looking like. Then we're going to add some particle. So again, from Angling Direct, the Avanti, maize and hemp, pre-prepared. We're going to stick some hemp in because carp love hemp. You can see it's all prepared, ready to go. So we're going to put 3 trowelfuls of that in. Mix. It's starting to come together quite nicely. And then last ingredient, a little bit of attractant, a little bit of liquid. The Crowdy Krill liquid, and smells absolutely beautiful, this does. Not. But the carp love it, so we're just going to put just a little dabble. A little dabble, do you? Seal that back up. Bit of a mix. And there we have it. Smells absolutely dreadful. But I'm sure those carp out there will be very appreciative of it. So I'm going to put 3 or 4 spombs out on that middle spot that I found. I'm going to get a rig out on it, probably a snowman setup, and I'm going to find the other 2 spots. Oak. Final rod. Snowman, slip D. Dead straightforward. 3 ounce lead. Happy days, let's get it out. Alright blankers, takeaway time. Just walking back to my car now to meet the takeaway driver. We've got a cheeky little Indian tonight. Looking forward to that. So let's go get this. I'll see you back at the peg. We'll redo the rods for the night. And tuck in to some fine Indian cuisine. Chill out, bro. Okay, blankers. Just redone the rods for the evening. Had a few liners earlier on, but nothing major. When I first got here, say I saw a few shows, so that's why I've gone with the rods. I found spots. The fish have definitely stopped showing themselves. That's not just in front of me, just in general. So it's about 6:30 now. So I've got my lovely Dupiazzi, so I'm going to tuck into this, do a little taste review. And may I add that the gentleman that delivered this curry, very friendly, from Curry Passion I think it was called, or something like that. Shoot my hand, asked me how I was getting on, asked me where I was from, delivered it to pretty much just outside the peg. So top man, let's give this chicken Dupiazzi a little taste. That chicken is very soft, very tender, vegetable rice banging. I've got a naan bread as well, so cheers Blankers. Fingers crossed for a few fish in the night. I'll catch up with you in the morning, let you know what's going on with the brew. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you before then, but if not, catch you in the morning. Good morning Blankers. Early start today. Nothing exciting happened in the night. So reevaluated the situation this morning and got 2 rods on a spot now on that hot spot. Obviously yesterday I wasn't fishing properly when I got here in the afternoon. I was tired from the setup, so I was just casting to the showing fish yesterday afternoon. But this morning up early, seen a couple of fish show, so found that spot out there at 18 wraps to the right of peg 2, and that's detailed as the hot spot on the map for this this peg. And then my right rod is just down to the right here, quite close in, where I've seen a couple of fish bosh and show since I've been here, to be fair, yesterday afternoon. So yeah, gonna make a brew now, sit out here and watch the water, see if I can see anything happening out there. I've put about half a bucket of bait out as well on those 2 rods that are out there fishing a spot. They're quite close to each other. Not something that I normally do as well, fishing 2 rods on a spot. So yeah, I'm going to let them sit for a couple of hours now, see what happens. So show you the lake. It's looking carpy. So yeah, fingers crossed something happens in the next couple of hours. Catch back with you about lunchtime, and I'll give you an update then, let you know if anything naughty has happened or if we're still blanking. Right Blankers, it's the middle of the day, the sun is out, it's baking hot, the lake's looking glorious, not very carpy. I've got 1 on a Zig. I'm just roaming that about to when I see a showing fish. The other 2 are still on the hot spot out at 18 wraps. So what I'm going to do now, while the sun is up and not much is happening, I'll just top up that spot with probably 4 or 5 spoms for tonight. Just so there's bait there. The last time I topped up was very early this morning when I eventually got them rods on that spot. So let's put a little bit of bait out. Good afternoon, Blankers. Just got back from Mackie D's, went to treat myself this afternoon while the sun was very high in the sky. That rhymes. I reeled the rods in, put a little bit of bait out, and left the spot for about an hour and a half, just let the swim rest a little bit. The fish that I have seen have been, again, boshing a little bit close in, so what I'm going to do now, or what I have done already, is I've changed one of the rods to a solid bag, and literally I've put that, I bet it's about 5 or 6 wraps out. That's the left hand rod, not far at all to where I've seen some fish showing. I thought that was another fish showing there, but it's the Coots Diving, pretty much where my solid bag is. That's in about 15 to 20 foot of water though, but it's quite deep anyway, this part of the lake. And then the other 2 are back out on the spot at 18 to 18 and a half wraps. Both fishing tight together on that spot. I can't ignore that, I've got to leave that there because the bailiffs told me, some other lads have told me, so I can't ignore that. So 2 on the spot, 1 solid bag. That's the plan for tonight, or this evening, see what happens. Since redoing the 2 rods out on the spot, I have had a couple of liners on one of those, which to be fair I thought it was going to go off. It was beep 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 beep, it went, the swing was lifting up and then dropped back down a little bit, so that's positive signs. So that both of them are on Ronnie rigs. I changed them over from the snowman setup just off the advice of someone else as well. So yeah, that's the plan of attack for this evening. So fingers crossed that can produce something. If not, we go again tomorrow. We'll have a think, reassess the situation, but I don't think I can be doing anything too different now, to be fair. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. I've got 1 close in, 2 on the spot out there, a little bit of bait's been put out, 1 on a solid bag with no bait around it, so fingers crossed that will produce some goods and will get us a bite. So if I don't see you later on this evening, I'll see you in the morning. Feeling sorry for myself with a brew, and yeah, trying to contemplate life really and what to do next. Good morning, Blankers, and another very quiet night on the whole lake, to be fair. 2 lads to the left of me, nothing either last night. I had a few knocks this morning on the right hand rod, which is out on that hotspot area, but 4 or 5 beeps lifted up to the top and then just stopped and then dropped back. So I don't know if it was a crayfish picking it up, it was a big line bite, don't know, but got all excited. So anyway, yeah, feeling a bit deflated this morning. The conditions are glorious for zigs, so that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to, they are, I'm going to get some different size zigs tied up. Wind is still blowing in, let me get out of the way of that. So yeah, zigs are going to be the way forward for the next few hours, I think. Just dot them around. If I see a showing fish, I'll be pinging it to them. I might try one that I might have to get my waders on and send it down there, because down there is where the 2 lakes connect. I just think you never know, I might pick up a passing fish that's going between both lakes. But other than that, that's what I'm going to do for the next few hours, and just keep watching the water to see if anything happens, because the shows have stopped as well, so there's not as many fish showing themselves. I just don't think they've been here for the past 24 hours, if I'm being completely honest. Been here as in the numbers. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a brew, get some zigs tied up, and then I'll come back to you in a few hours time to give you an update. Well, I've got a smile on my face, and that only means one thing: we have got a scaly banger in the net. Get in! Change of tactics, casted a rod down the far margin, and it's paid off big time. Absolutely over the moon. It's still sulking in the net. He's at the back of there, just resting up, just getting everything set up now so I can get a bit of footage and get some nice pictures. But over the moon. Go on the blanket. Well, here we go, let's take a look at it. Over the moon, absolutely stunning fish, proper scaly. Let's have a look. Didn't think it was going to happen on this session, guys. Did not think it was going to happen. But perseverance paid off. Whoop. Come on. Got lots of energy now. It'll be a cracking battle. There we go. Check out here. Absolute beautiful fish. Have a look at the other side. That side is the better side. But I've waited long enough for it. So I deserve to have a little look at the other side. Check that out. Absolute beauty. Peach and pepper. Get in. Get in there. Look at the scale pattern on that beautiful thing. Go on, girl. She goes. Blankers, we are no longer blanking. Look at that smile, finally. Well, it's probably been one of the longest 36 hours, nearly 40 hours a session I've ever done. Don't know why I put so much pressure on myself for this session. But anyway, we changed tactics. So I'd put a solid bag down that right margin at 12 wraps. And yeah, within 30-40 minutes, it was away. So I hadn't seen any fish showing down there either. I just thought it looked decent. Out in the main bowl wasn't doing anything, so I thought, what have I got to lose? So yeah, it was worth that little bit of effort. It made the difference. And as always, the peach and pepper wafters saved the day again. These beautiful creatures in my solid bag. Again, didn't fish solid bags for the first 24-30 hours, and then I had to change something, so I thought, fuck it, I'm going to go on solid bags. I always catch on them, I always use them. And yeah, there you go. So now I've got all three on solid bags, to be fair, and they're all I've just cast to sort of showing fish, because there's nothing showing out in the main body of the lake. So I've got one about 6 or 7 wraps to the left, one straight out at about 8 or 9 wraps, and then that one is down the right margin again. So thank you, peach and pepper. So yeah, I've got I have got another 24 hours on this lake, but I'm probably not going to use the 24 hours because I want to head across to Bluebell Lakes, which is where the next leg of the adventure is. So I'm going to leave here tomorrow about 11 o'clock in the morning, I reckon. That'll get me to Bluebell for about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then have a walk around Swan and Kingfisher, see what's going on there, find a peg there. But for now I'm gonna sit back and have a look at the pictures of that beautiful fish, and yeah, fingers crossed we can get something else before we leave. So we've got another night ahead of us and then away in the morning, so anything can happen. So stay tuned, blankers. But yeah, other than that, now I'm going to sit back, have a look at them pictures, have a bit of a special milk, and oh, just staring at my swingers then. I didn't get a knock, but the swinger just went whoop. It's lifted up a fair way, but then stopped. Anyway, I'll see you all a little bit later on this evening, or if we have something carpy happen before then. Okay, good evening, blankers. Rods redone for the night, all three on solid bags. Left rod is fishing very close in, where I've seen a fish or two bosh about an hour ago, so we're probably talking 5 wraps, maybe something like that. Not far out at all, but it's still probably 12-13 foot deep there. Middle rod, I've had to continue with that hot spot out there. Obviously I put a bit of bait on that place, on that spot, sorry, over 24 hours ago. I've not put anything else in since, but I feel like I can't neglect that now, so I've got a solid bag out on that spot as well at 18 and a little bit wraps. And then the right rod is aiming over towards peg 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the double peg, where I've seen fish show as well. That's probably only 8 wraps out, so again, not big distance fishing. So that's it, they're done for the final night. I'm going to be up early tomorrow, as I'm going to get packed down earlier. My ticket here doesn't run out until about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow, but I'm going to get away because I want to get myself onto the Bluebell complex, which will be the next video after this one. So yeah, looking forward to getting across there. I'm glad I'm not going across on a blank as well, so fingers crossed we can put something else on the bank this evening. That would be a nice finish. But again, I'm over the moon still with that fish that I had earlier. Such a nice looking fish. Great scales, great colours. So yeah, that's the plan of attack. So I'm going to get tucked up in the bivvy now. Not tucked up, I'm going to sit in the front of it where I've got a bit of shelter, because this wind has been relentless, and it hasn't made casting easy either with a really strong side wind. But anyway, so yeah, I'll either see you a bit later on with a fish, or in the morning evaluating the session, looking back on the ups, the downs, and maybe what we could have done differently, but we'll save that for the morning, hey? So I'll see you in a little while, blankers. Well, that didn't take long for me to come back to you. The rods haven't been out 15-20 minutes, and the right rod, as I'm sat here, rods are there, literally 4 or 5 feet away, and the right rod is absolutely melted off. Got to it, lifted up, nothing there. Reeled in my rig, absolutely fine. Not sure what happened there, but it was taking line, it was going, it was on. Then let's just lifted the rod up, nothing there. Don't know what's gone on there. Anyway, fresh bag back on, straight back out. Fingers crossed we get another chance. Mental. Wow. I'm absolutely blown away. My PB a new PB that I never thought was going to happen, and it's happened from Hardwick, Smith Lake. £39, 3 ounces of Hardwick mirror from that baited spot, the hot spot that I thought was never going to do a bite. I stuck by it. I've put a solid bag on it tonight, and I've got my rewards. Oh, over the moon. Let's have a look at this girl. Unbelievable. She's gonna be A for us. Come on, girl. Here we go. Check that out. What an absolute machine. What a beautiful fish. I'm over the moon. Did not think this would be happening tonight, on the last night. Wow. Oh. Let's have a look at the other side before we get some pictures. Whew. Unbelievable. Blown away. What a beautiful fish. There we go. Pure fighting machine. Give me a real battle. Wiped out the left rod. Mega. Absolutely buzzing. Let's get some photos and let's get her back. Good morning, Blankers. I am absolutely knackered. Didn't get to sleep till about 3 o'clock last night, just for the excitement of catching that amazing fish, which I'll talk about in a bit. However, I'm just got up, just starting to slow pack down everything, and my middle rod is absolutely rattled off. There was only 2 rods left out. I didn't do the 3rd rod last night. And we've got another scaly banger in the net, so yeah, I'm going to get that sorted, and then we can have a look at that beautiful fish as well. Good morning, Blankers. And yes, as I just said, we've had another fish, and looks wise, this is probably the best. It's not the biggest, obviously, after last night's PB. Coming at just under £24, but take a look at the scales on this. Big old gill. Check them out. Opa. Wowzy. What a fish. Look at the paddle on that girl. Whoa. Have a look at the other side. Bit of scale damage there. We'll treat that with some Carp care. Yeah, you guessed it. The same rod that did the fish last night. Same one. Off that hot spot. It's finally starting to pay off. Don't like having a photo. This one. There we go. What a beautiful fish. one last look at this side, because it is beautiful. Right, I'm going to get some photos, get some carp care on that scale, and get back, get in, one end to a session. Oh my days, probably the most stressful 30 minutes of my life. All packed up now. I didn't get much footage of the pack down, not that you wanted to see that anyway, but the wind and the rain was horrendous. And then just got back to the car, packed everything up and thought, not seen my GoPro, it's got all the footage on. Oh my days, I've been back to the peg, I've searched the car inside out. Anyway, tried to connect to it via Bluetooth, so top tip if any of you've got a GoPro, it connected, which meant I knew it was in my car. Brilliant. Anyway, it was in my sleeping bag in my bed, so I had to unpack the car. I've searched everything. Anyway, found it, thank the Lord. So there we go, that's part one, leg one done of this mammoth couple of weeks fishing. Thank you very much. Show you. Thank you very much, Hardwick Smiths. You've been very kind to me. Now it's time to get on the road to part two, which is Bluebell Lake. So it's Thursday morning, sorry now. So I'm going to get there probably about 1 o'clock. Find a peg, swan or kingfisher, and yeah, see how that goes. So I'll see you all on the next vlog. Thank you very much for watching this, and yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have the session, and I'll see you on the next one.